A very good morning to you, Sakina, and to our viewers at home. You're right, today marking day 2 of the Africa Energy Indaba in Cape Town. It's a bit drizzling outside, but I must say, Sakina, the suits are out. The ladies and gentlemen from the energy space are here already, just trying to get the day underway. This is where we saw, you're right, a reflection of what happened yesterday. We saw Energy Minister Gwede Mantashe take to the podium to address about 800 delegates that have gathered here for this event. Minister Mantashe just frank about where we find ourselves right now as South Africa and as Africa, where the energy challenges are concerned. We are on a drive to find solutions in terms of where we are, what we can do, and really in terms of really how government can work with those organizations and companies that are here to try by all means to craft those solutions. Minister Mantashe talking about the fact that it's not yet Uhuru as we speak right now for most of these African countries. Energy poverty is really rife as we speak right now. A drive towards renewable energy is something that he was emphasizing as well. Remember, there's also that just energy transition where nations are pushing to try by all means to, be part and form part of this process going forward in terms of ensuring that there's energy security in their countries. Minister Mantashe also talking about and addressing a demonstration by Greenpeace Africa and environmental activists here who are raising their concerns around issues of coal, saying that most people are dying from the coal belt, and they're saying that as we speak right now, it would be disingenuous for government and for the Minister of Energy to try by all means to punt energy. But Minister Mantashe saying that for us to really get out of where we find ourselves right now, it needs to be all hands on deck in trying to explore all of the avenues of just trying to mitigate. Most of the role players here yesterday taking part in thematic sessions, and most of them also taking part in the CEOs round table and the dialogues that were just centered around finding solutions for the African continent. Most of them also concerned about the economies of this continent, the economies of these countries, Sakina, that are not doing well. Just yesterday, Stats SA revealing that South Africa really's economy has not been moving. 1.3 shrinking by 1.3%. So that gives you an indication that as we are a developing country and things are a little bit better, imagine what is happening right now to those countries that don't even have energy or movement at all. But I'm going to bring into the conversation right now, Sakina, Professor Mampweri. This is Professor Samson Mampweri, who's joining us from SANEDI, the South African National Energy Development Institute, who joins us here. You formed parts of those discussions yesterday. You were here and just engaged with the CEOs as well and other institutions and businesses in finding those solutions. Let's reflect with you as well on day one. Welcome to the SABC.
Thank you to you and the viewers, and thanks to you. Morning to you, Sakina. Yes, I was here yesterday. We are here as SANEDI. SANEDI is an institute that falls within the Department of Mineral Resources and Energy. Our role is basically to coordinate national research and direct national research. So we are here to expose some of the research that South Africa is doing. There's quite a lot of work that we're doing. The Department of Science and Innovation, for instance, has also established the Energy Secretariat at SANEDI, for which I'm heading. So yesterday we attended the roundtable discussions, mainly focusing on the hydrogen economy. And that was quite an interesting discussion, because some of the issues that we were raising were issues around, for instance, when you produce green hydrogen, you need water. So there were discussions around water, and there were discussions around those basic needs, like what Minister Mantashe was talking about, electricity as a basic need. Now we're talking about the hydrogen economy. People did not have water in certain places, and all of a sudden we're talking about desalination of water. How do we deal with those issues? Because now people all of a sudden see that, oh, it's possible to provide this particular water. They were not doing it before, but now that there is the hydrogen economy, they are doing it. The other issues that we dealt with were issues around technology localization, because that's where you create jobs. We don't want a situation where the international community floods the African continent with technologies. We've got very very world-class researchers in the continent who are doing very well. So we need those technology localizations. Yes, we need collaborations. We need direct foreign investment. If we collaborate with the international community, for instance, in South Africa, we have developed some membranes that are used in the production of green hydrogen in electrolyzers. So the question is, how do we then get those membranes into international technologies, and then we collaborate with the international community and manufacture those membranes here. By the way, we have the raw material here in South Africa that we're shipping to the international community, and then it comes back as technologies. So those are some of the issues that we were raising in those roundtable discussions. Issues around finance. When you want to finance something in the African continent, the cost of finance is something else. So we were raising those issues to say, why should the cost of finance be too high when you're financing something in the continent, when it's very low when you're financing something elsewhere in Europe and America and elsewhere. So those were some of the discussions that we were having. The participation of the local research institutions and the local communities in the energy space. Minister Mantashe will tell you about the coal belt. When we close those power stations along the coal belt, we have the just energy transition strategies. What do we do with those people who are working in the coal mines and things like that? Those are some of the discussions that we've been having. Myself, I've been assisting the national government, from the presidency side, engaging with the various ministers, Minister Mantashe, Minister Gordhan, assisting them in terms of drafting some of the strategies that we see out there in terms of where do we go. South Africa, for instance, we have this big energy crisis. The question is, what is it that we can do locally, in the energy space to deal with the energy crisis? We now declared it as a crisis. Where are the resources? Where are the technologies? So these kind of platforms are platforms where we can start to say, okay, where are the people who are providing gas turbines? At what cost? Can the gas turbines assist South Africa, in dealing with the energy crisis, for instance? Those are some of the questions that we are asking. And where is the gas? You've got Mozambique with gas. How do we then tap into the Mozambican gas as per the president's plan? Do we go and build the power stations, the gas power stations in Mozambique? Do we pipe the gas to South Africa? In the hydrogen space, how does South Africa, where do we position South Africa to play the role in the hydrogen space? We've got those South African companies. Yes.
Yeah, those solutions really coming through thick and fast. Let's leave it there for now. High-level discussions really underway here, Sakina, and day two promises to see most of those solutions coming through from most of those leaders that are gathered here. The event will start with also a reflection on the role of women. We haven't seen much of women really active in this space, and it's still a long way to go, and that will come under the spotlight on day two of the Africa Energy Indaba. Sakina?